Literally, sleep for eternal use. Is it even theoretically possible? The conclusions in this introduction are heavily based on my personal feelings and intuition. Hopefully more people will volunteer to join me in the future. Here are 3 steps for a use-keeping sleep. Reading. Read something related to math and algorithms. Math-related books are the easiest for you to find proper problems that are just great for sleep. I have tested other things to read, but they do not work well. Let me know if you have better choices. Get problems and use mnemonics to remember some problems approachable. During reading, you can simply ask yourself questions about exactly what you do not understand. In this step, the mission is to find some problems and remember them. It's best if you know how to get closer to the answer so that you can solve the problems with new images later. Problems approachable are great problems for sleep. Do efficient thinking to sleep. Go to sleep and think about the problems you have remembered to generate new images. Efficient thinking means solving a few problems by generating new images and animations continuously. You do not necessarily get closer to the answer, but at least you get clearer about what the problem is, and that's also a progress. Step 1. Effective reading. Read to have fun and find problems. It is often hard and uncomfortable to read math-related stuff, because we insist on thinking about problems that we cannot make any progress. It is much easier if we only need to remember what the problems are rather than trying the best to solve them. We should feel relaxed and concentrated when reading. There shouldn't be any pressure about understanding what we cannot understand. If we know what the problems are, our subconscious will help us even if we do not spend time thinking about them. Just take reading as a game of collecting problems. What you read should make sense to you. Pick a book that can at least make some sense to you. It should not be too difficult that you cannot understand at all. It should not be too easy that you can solve all the problems in the book immediately. It should be a book you can learn something from, such as new algorithm and new math concepts. Should feel great while reading. When we read, if we feel nervous and uncomfortable, that means we need to stop and find a different method to read. Step 2. Remember problems before sleep. 5 problems or more. With more than 5 problems, you can switch to another problem if you get stuck solving a problem during sleep. Use mnemonics so that you can switch to another problem at any time. Before you approach the problems, first you need to remember what the problems are. Mnemonics can help you remember what's the first question, second question, and the third question, etc. The problems can be weird and useless, but they must be approachable. The problems you have remembered about math can be totally useless. As long as it's an interesting problem waiting for a solution and can be approached, it is great. Step 3. Do effective thinking to sleep. Just keep producing new images with help from the problems. During this process, new images and animations are generated. These images and animations have not appeared in your brain before, or you have forgotten they appeared. These are images used to approach problems. It is much less useful if you only try to remember some old images So the keyword here is new. Switch to different problems with the help of mnemonics when blocked. Even with an approach in mind, we can still get stuck somewhere during the thinking. With mnemonics, we know exactly where we can find other problems in our mind. We can come back later to the problem where we were stuck and check whether there's a new approach. We can always start approaching a problem from the basics as a basic approach. No language and color needed, and the voice is only used as a rhythm. During the thinking process, we don't use language to think. That means we don't speak to ourselves in the mind using a language, such as, well, what is the next step is? So, okay, the second step is because of this, so we do that. We only use images and animations to think, and they don't have to be colored. If there is a voice in your mind, it is only used to mark a step we have made. It's more like a rhythm. It's like an image is generated, or another image is generated. Some animation happened just now on the image. What's the status after a great sleep? It should take less time than an inefficient sleep, and you'll want to get up and start doing something after you wake up. You simply don't want to lie on the bed. If the time is slow, of course, it's the same amount of time, but you think more. And you may feel a bit hungry because a lot of energy has been consumed during sleep. Feel energetic all the day and can think about things clearly. That means you find yourself more efficient than usual. It's much easier for you to focus on things and get your job done. Feel physically stronger and younger. That means you can do more push-ups than you normally do. You even look younger when you look at a mirror. You have a great appetite for food. You just feel your body is like when you are younger. That's why the theory has a conclusion that we can stay young forever just by sleeping better. Why the method works. A healthy brain is a key to a healthy body. Psychological status is one of the most important things for health. The process keeps the brain at a great status for sleep. Concentrating on a few things to think about makes it perfect for our brain to be stable and also work efficiently. The brain consumes a lot of energy even if we don't think about anything. And generating new images consumes a lot of energy. Energy consumption is required for the cells in our body to accurately do their job, such as DNA replication. This thinking process helps cells do their job more accurately. A very active brain can do much better at deep sleep. Obviously, an active brain works better than an inactive brain, which does not work. Different parts of a body are doing different jobs, and each part should focus on what it is supposed to do. If the brain can focus on thinking and works effectively, other parts of the body will also be able to do better. Different parts of the body are actually integral. Warning: use the method in the wrong way can cause headaches and uncomfortableness. The sleep method in this introduction is not very complicated, but it is very difficult to control the accuracy. If you cannot succeed with the method, just use some normal sleep as people usually do, and please seriously consider giving up. Even if you have mastered the method, we still need other disciplines to be healthy and young. There's no need to keep strict disciplines such as eating a very limited amount of calories per day and feeling hungry all the time, which makes us unhappy. We only need some normal disciplines such as don't drink too much alcohol. Sports are often good for health. Be a good person and be helpful to others, among many other great disciplines. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me with this email address. Thanks a lot for your interest.